All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Hawkes, and this is your Best Life Defined. Hope you're doing great. Hope you woke up this morning and you take some of my advice and you decided, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do exactly what he said. I'm going to add something to my life every day that adds energy and fuel to my tank. Go ahead, you can tell me. Go ahead, tell me. What is it? What is it? Are you mountain biking now? Have you started working out on a regular basis? Did you stop drinking? Are you spending time with your partner, talking about your feelings, talking about why things go the way they do sometimes, how you think you can fix them, what you're willing to do to help fix them? Yeah, that's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. It's about changing something in your life, right? It's about waking up and knowing that the only way things are going to get better in your life is for you to do something that makes them better. And that means that you're sitting there in your life, right? You're in your life, you do the things you do. Your life is not going to change until you do something to change it. It's not going to get better until you take action against it. Now, granted, lives tend to get worse if you don't pay attention to them. And sometimes that has to do with things that are beyond your control. I mean, blowing a tire on the interstate, having your car break down, finding out you have an income tax bill you didn't know about. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Illness, COVID-19, losing your job. There are things that change that will make your life worse. So if you're not on your game, where you're waking up every day and you're looking at your life and you're saying, man, I can do better at this, because if I'm sitting up here financially, or I'm sitting up here with my attitude or my physical fitness, when life hands me that crap it has a tendency to hand us, we're ready for it, right? I talk about working out. Go out every day and I walk and talk. I call it that. It's my practice for this podcast. It's my practice to come up with ideas and to make sure I'm not just blowing smoke, or that the ideas I have are just off the cuff. They don't make any sense, right? And this here conversation is a prime example. I change something, right? Change something about your life that adds value to your life. Well, we got back from Grand Rapids. I've been kind of waning on my workouts. I kind of hate the idea of setting that workout time aside as its own walk. So I thought, well, what I'll do is when I do that walking and talking, instead of just walking and talking, then coming back to the RV doing my workout, I thought, well, you know what, I'll just create stations out there when I'm walking. So I walk around this park, right? I'm this old guy walking around this park. I'm talking to myself, got my earbuds in, listening to some music. And every so often at 4 different stations, I'll do different exercises. So when I get done walking and talking, I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I've done on average, it's an hour calisthenic workout. And I've spent an hour practicing to make sure I don't shortchange you on the message that I'm giving you. I don't shortchange you on the ideas that I'm sharing with you. That's what happens when you change something. Had I not taken a look at my life and spent time asking myself, how can I integrate these 2 things together so I'm more efficient, I'd still be walking and talking, doing a podcast, and then having to go out and do an hour workout. When you look at your life, in the last 6 months, what have you changed that has made your life better? I mean, COVID-19 is rolling hard on the country right now. My thing about working out partly is because I want my lungs to be strong. I want my lungs to be strong, so if that ugly crap shows up at my door, I'm ready to take care of it. I'm ready to do something about it. I changed something about my life here 228 podcasts ago when I said, you know what, I don't think writing is my venue. I don't have enough time to write. I'm not as good at it as I should be, and I'm really good at telling stories, or at least I think I am, right? I changed something. And here I sit, one more day of trying to make my life better, headed towards some unknown ending that I can't even imagine right now. I know that I needed a platform. I know that I wanted my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to be able to see who I am, and more than that, to be able to hear and understand what I believe. This record is forever, right? Unless, of course, the format changes eventually, I suppose. But my great-grandchildren should be able to find their Grandpa Hawkes on YouTube somewhere. Podcast 685, right? Hey, what's up, guys? They'd be laughing. I can just imagine, what is this? Oh, my God. Who does that? Well, that'd be cool. That'd be cool as hell, right? It'd be cool as hell. So here, ask, what can you change? Change something about your life. For God's sake, pick something that's worth waking up. All right, I get it. You wake up every day. You're grinding it out every day. It seems like there's not enough time. There's never enough money. You never have the stuff you want. Change something. I mean, if it feels the way it did when I was doing it, right? That's motivation enough. The fact that by the time you get home, the only thing you feel like doing is ordering pizza, plopping your butt down in a chair and drinking a glass of wine is telling you that you're probably not rocking your life. You're probably not living your best life. I mean, and even if you are, I guarantee there's probably some stuff you could be doing to actually make it feel better. Oh, you don't want me talking about your life, do you? Don't be telling me what my life's like your life is perfect. That's what I always get. Oh, yeah. So you think it's great to live in an RV. You don't even own a house. I've caught that before. I got that. You don't even own a house. Who are you to tell me about happiness? You don't even own a house. That was a choice. I also don't have any debt. I don't have a car payment. I pay for insurance, cell phones, and my RV site. Not a bad place to be considering I'm retired. Dual retirement income, huh? I changed something. I wasn't supposed to be here. The path that I was on when we got started down this road wasn't pointed in this direction. I was supposed to be in prison. Had I kept doing the things I was doing before I decided to change something, I would have been in prison. And along with that, my wife, who knows where she would have been? And who knows where my son would have been? Or my kids would have been? I changed something. See, the funny thing about change is scary. But I don't think it's as scary because of the possibility of what can happen for most people. I think it's scary because if you don't start doing something different in your life, then you don't risk the chance of becoming a quitter. You don't risk the chance of failing. I mean, think about this podcast. I'm not sure what people would think if I stopped doing a podcast after 228. Would they view me as a failure, or would they just say, oh, yeah, I kind of rocked it? Point is me changing something about my life gave me a new perspective and gave me a new energy towards the life I live. After spending an hour out there busting my butt thinking about a subject like this, how to help you live your best life, I'm sitting out there walking and I'm thinking, well, you got to change something. If you want to live your best life, you got to change something. What new things have been introduced into your life in the last week, 2 weeks, month? What new thing have you started doing that you weren't doing a year ago with the goal of improving something about your life, making some aspect of your life better? I mean, it's simple. I'm talking about things like maybe you don't do laundry. Laundry is your nemesis, right? So in order to add value to your life and to, as I say, eat the frog, you've decided, you know what, I'm going to do the laundry every day, and before I go to bed at night, I'm going to fold the laundry. I can't, in fact, you can even tie it to something even better than that. You can say, I can't have my first glass of wine until I fold the laundry. Whoa, there's motivation. There's motivation. That's part of the motivation why I work out in the morning. I work out. It doesn't matter how tired I get during the day because the hardest part of my day is gone. It's done. I don't have to do that crap again until tomorrow, right? What do I have in the works right now is, just to talk about it. I keep showing up here and I'm telling you what you should do. Let's just take a look at my life, my day today. So what's in the process of change in my life right now? Well, between this summer and Grand Rapids, I think I've put on about 20 extra pounds. So I'm in the process of changing something. That means that I'm working out every day, even though I don't want to. This morning I got up, I was sore as hell. I even told myself I'm not going to work out, and then I headed out the door, and I got a hell of a workout in spite of that, because I want to change something. I want to change my physical appearance. This podcast is an example of me changing something. It's headed in a direction. Right now I have a goal. I'm going to change the record for me of getting anything done or accomplish anything. I've piddled around with podcasts, with videos, with this and that, but I've never actually truly committed to something with a deadline, with a benchmark. This is 365 for me. My plan is to do 365 podcasts consecutively. And I haven't been that successful with video because sometimes the video thing kind of goes haywire, something happens, I lose the file. So I'm not quite there with the videos, but I think I'll probably have close to 340 videos by the time I hit that 365 mark on this podcast. Why? Because I wanted to change something. I wanted to change my personal record for my ability to stick to something long enough to be good at it, long enough to see it through. I framed it around the right story, framed it around the right idea. I've shared this story with enough people now that is expected of me. It is expected that I will show up every day, I will work out every day, and I will do my best to give you insight on how you can do the same, how you can live your best life. If you want to start, change something. Change something. Change something about your routine. Change something that you have in your life right now, some obligation you have in your life today. Stop doing it. Replace it with something that's better. Replace it with something that adds value to your life. Replace it with something that may not be fun in itself, may not be the greatest thing in the world to do, but takes you to something down the road that will make your life better. That's what you do when you go to school. I don't care who you are. I mean, granted, an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old just going off to college can have a pretty good time for a long time. But when you think about the purpose of an education, it wasn't any fun for me to work a full-time job, spend 4 hours, 4 nights a week in college, and volunteer at the sheriff's department every weekend. It sucked. But I had to change something. I changed something about my income, about my financial stability, and by doing that, I had to suffer through it. When you talk about changing something, man, you can't believe the number of times I would spend an hour driving home from work, getting ready for that class, that's college class, or have a test. I'd be sitting there trying to psych myself up about how great it's going to be when I finally don't have to work construction anymore, when I finally don't have to go to school after work. When I can go home clean, I don't come home smelling like form oil. I changed something. The sad part is, here's the sad part. I guess the frustrating part for me is that I see it, I understand it, but when I say it, somehow or another, it seems so far away for so many people. You know, I mean, take a look at your own life. You've got these obligations, and if you're in a position to where you have choices right now, good for you. Guard those choices, man. Guard those choices, because one bad choice can change your life and take it in the wrong direction. Buying a new truck because the car is paid off. Yeah, I know you was talking about saving money, but did you see those new trucks? And they got deals on them right now. They got deals on them. They're practically giving those bad boys away, 0 interest, no money down with good credit, right? Hey, come on, baby, let's get a truck. Really? Really? Change something. You know what it feels like to have money in the bank? And then, of course, you know what it feels like to have money in the bank and to not have debt. To be able to change the entire dynamic of my life. I could actually, Sandy and I talked, and you know, technically we can go out today and buy a house if we wanted to. Well, maybe not today because I've got to unlock my credit, but we could actually go out, qualify for a loan, or get pre-qualified, and we could actually be signing papers on a new home nearly anywhere in the country within a month. It's kind of interesting, but that's a big change, right? And when it's time for that change, it's going to happen. But we're still not done doing this. We're not still not done waking up every day asking ourselves questions about, okay, what next? My biggest fear is that if I change if that thing I change is the way we live, or the fact that we take on the obligation of a house, we buy us a home, I'm worried that it will make my life worse. I'm worried that while I'm in that home, I will be thinking about having the ability to do what we get to do on most occasions. I mean, granted, COVID-19's got us sitting still just like it does everyone else. We should be in Florida right now, but we're not. But this spring, I'm going to change something. This spring, no matter what's going on in the country, we are going to travel. We will isolate. It doesn't matter. We will stay away from everybody. But the point is, I'm running out of time. And imagine what happens if I go ahead and put it off another year because of what's going on in the world. And then something happens and I don't get next year. Back to you. Pick one thing in your life you would like to see better. Pick one thing in your life, some aspect of your life you would love to improve, you would love to achieve, you would love to experience. With that idea in your mind, take a look at what decisions you can make, what choices you can make that will take you in that direction. And then take action on those choices. Take action on those options for making your life better. That's where the change comes in. That's where you begin to change something in your life. If you've gotten the impression that I'm telling you the life you're living right now sucks, that there's nothing good about the life you're living right now, forgive me. Maybe that's how this message started, because of that whole understanding what you're really talking about, understanding what I was really trying to say. There's nothing wrong with your life, except for the fact that it's probably not going anywhere. It's probably not going any place beyond where it is right now. And that's where the tragedy comes in. No matter where you are one choice away from making your life, the life you're currently living, even better. What does that look like? It looks like that better relationship, more quality time with the people you love. Maybe what that looks like is actually paying off that last credit card. Maybe it looks like, maybe it's about learning some new skill, or maybe it's time to change jobs, or to move up, or to move out. You're already doing what you're doing. You're already doing a damn good job of living the life you've created. Now's the time to change something and go after something you haven't done. Because that's what living your best life is all about. It's about picking things that add fuel to your fire, that add fuel to your tank, that actually get you up off the ground, get you excited, wake you up before the alarm, and get you moving in that new direction. That direction towards change, that direction towards something better. I keep going on, the story is the same. The most amazing adventure in the world is built around who we are on the inside. The most amazing life is built around who we can become based on who we are. Find that thing that makes you more excited than anything else. Keep that thing in your life. Use that as your foundation for fuel to do anything you want to do. I guarantee it'll happen. Just keep that in mind, and as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.